Hey everyone, this is Jackson with selfrow, and I am here because you wanted to get the 50 ways to make your New Year's resolution stick in 2019. Download that. Link can be found in the description. I hope you get a lot of value out of these tips and tricks and tools because I know that I personally have. I'm also going to give you the best books, apps, and recommendations to make sure that you get the most out of this list. So everything I'm recommending, I've either read, watched, completed, or used personally. All of these things have helped me turn my resolutions into habits, and they've brought me closer to my goals. So it's important for me to provide as much value to you all as possible in each of these videos, but I'm also gonna try and keep it as brief, and I don't wanna take up too much of your time. So I'm gonna go into the first 10 of the 50 ways in this video, and then I'm going to read through those 10, and then also give you all the tips and tricks right afterwards. So full disclosure, some of the stuff I recommend in here, I do have an affiliate link, and these things I personally used, and I'm recommending them because they work and because I found success with them. So let's get right into it. Attainable resolutions is number 1. Number 2 is change one thing at a time. Be specific about your goal is number 3. Find your starting point is number 4. Break resolutions into smaller steps is number 5. Change gradually is number 6. Track your progress is number 7. Measure unmeasurable goals is number 8. Make and celebrate easy accomplishments is number 9. And number 10 is cheer on each victory. So set SMART goals. SMART is an acronym standing for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. S.M.A.R.T. And I included a link to a video that kind of goes more in depth on that. But what I found is if you're setting specific goals that you can measure on a regular basis, no matter how small it might be, it becomes more achievable. Because if you're thinking, oh, I want 6-pack abs. Well, what is your daily activity? How many times are you going to the gym? What are you eating differently? Those things are really going to make the difference in how you approach your goals and accomplishing them. Give yourself a time frame. How often are you going to go? When are you going to do this by, etc. Number 2 is a book called The One Thing by Gary Keller of Keller Realty. And his book really helps you focus on what are those smaller things that are going to help you achieve your goal. So if your goal is 6-pack abs, you're like, well, all right, you're going to want to change your diet. And when we say change your diet, you're going to need to make different decisions when you are waking up in the morning, having a different type of breakfast, or maybe doing intermittent fasting. There's a bunch of different ways for you to accomplish the goal of getting 6-pack abs. And Gary Williams' book, The One Thing, helps you focus on those specific activities that are going to help you get there. The third recommendation I'm going to have is Mind Hacking by John Hargrave. And he once had a bunch of unhealthy addictions and had some poor mental health, and he ended up doing this mind hacking process, which he goes over in his book. That's a 21-day 3-step process to improve your mental habits. And having good mental strength and good mental habits are just as important as good habits in the physical space. So specifically in section 3, he talks about your best possible future. There's actionable things in every part of this book where it's not just here's some ideas and here's some great stuff, now go try them and figure them out. He's like, no, do this thing and you will get this result, and this is how it works. And in section 3, it helps just determine why you're doing these things and how you can internalize that process on a daily basis. So I definitely recommend John Hargrave's book, Mind Hacking. There's a YouTube video review of it that I had first seen, which ended up being the catalyst to me getting the book. You can purchase it on Amazon, but also it's free online as a Get book. I'll include both those links below too. Also, the Pomodoro Technique. We can only focus for so long. This tool breaks down the task into bite-sized chunks, and they're little 25-minute blocks, and there's a video that talks about the science and the method, the psychology behind the Pomodoro Technique. But basically what it does is every 25, 30 minutes or so, you could go a little bit longer if you want, maybe even doing 2 POMs if you wanted, so 50 minutes to an hour or so, and giving yourself a small break. Because we can, like I said, we can only focus for so long, and this helps you manage those little sprints or those micro moments of focus. And then it gives you a reward, refreshes you, you can get up, walk around, and it has been proven that you actually get more done using a Pomodoro technique in the same time frame as someone not doing it. And I found this in my work too. I actually would take my weekly task at my last job and break those down into Pomodoros. And I'm actually gonna do an entire video on that later, but what you do is you just take all the tasks you have and you're like, all right, over the next week, what do I need to get done? And give yourself time estimates in Pomodoros. So then you're like, oh, well, shoot, you know what? I have 8-hour days, but I only have 5 hours worth of work on average per day. And it kind of takes the weight of how am I gonna get all of this stuff done when you look at it in more bite-sized chunks. So I use an app called BeFocused Pro for Mac and iOS, but there's other Pomodoro apps for Android and things like that too. All right, let's do a quick review. So set SMART goals. They're gonna help you have your goals be achievable. They're going to be much more timely and much more effective if you use a SMART goal system. Determine the one thing that is the most important to your success and focus on how you can accomplish that the most effective way. That book details a proven process to help you do that. Find out your starting point by figuring out what's most important to you. The mind hacking book really goes into a great way of that, revealing that process for you, even if you don't really have a clear foundation of how to do that. And like I said, that book you can get on Amazon, and it's also free online too. And then, you know, breaking things down into bite-sized accomplishments, you know, getting these daunting tasks, breaking them up into smaller goals, in smaller pieces that seem manageable. If you're like, man, that still seems pretty daunting, break it into a smaller piece. Whether it's, hey, I'm gonna run this mile today. Well, how about I just put on my clothes, the gym clothes? Like that's all I'm, you know, going to commit to today is putting on my gym clothes. If you wake up and put on your gym clothes, you were much more likely to go to the gym than if you're saying, you know, I'm gonna go to the gym and do all this crazy workout stuff. No. Just put on the gym clothes. Next time, get in the car with the gym clothes on and break it down and go, you know, one step at a time. And lastly, celebrate stuff. You know, we're doing all these goals and having all these different aspirations for what? Why? Because we want a life that we can be proud of and feel comfortable in. So, you know, celebrate those wins. It's not just about the six-pack. It's not just about that new mile time or that new weight or whatever. It's really about the process of you taking the initiative to do that, because not a lot of people do. Thanks again for watching. Look out for the next email where I will review numbers 11 through 20 of the 50 ways to make your New Year's resolution stick in 2019. And I hope you're, you know, getting value from these tips and tricks and tools, because I have. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.